Hi everyone, Professor Gustin here, and we are in week number 5. And week number 5, it seems kind of awful that I scheduled your first lecture exam and your first lab practical. It is a lot. We don't have an additional lab or anything, but it's just the way the material works out. I just don't want to put them off any longer. My apologies, but spread them out. Study for one, take it, study for the other, and take that. And it is just what it is this week. I apologize for that. But here we go. We have the video that you're watching right now. The topic for this week is viruses and prions, so those acellular pathogens. So here we go. Lab Practical 1. I put that first. I put the exam second. You can take these in either order. It doesn't matter to me. I don't know that it should matter tremendously to you. It just depends on what you feel like studying first. So go ahead. There's not a lot of overlap in content, so I don't know if you'll benefit from doing one over the other, one before the other. It just doesn't, I don't know that it matters that much. But both of them are using Respondus. And if you haven't done the Respondus practice quiz, I highly recommend doing that before you go to take the lab practical or the exam. If you have any questions about Respondus, let me know, but there is a bonus 2-point Respondus practice quiz. It's posted under week 4. You can go back to that as many times as you want and try it again and again. The lab practical, so a lab practical normally looks like you walk around to stations in the room and you look through a microscope and answer a question. You look at a tool and you name it. You might look at a petri plate and describe colony morphology. You know, who knows what you would do in microbiology lab. But I try to mimic that and put a lot of pictures in the lab practical. So you'll see a lot of the pictures that you saw in your lab handouts, or similar kinds of pictures in the lab practical. A lot of the questions are multiple choice. Some of them are fill in the blank. So you might need to be able to name things or calculate something. So the lab practical, it's on your lab handouts from week 1, 2, 3, and 4. Even the virtual labs that are on those, the only information I would ask from them are things that I put questions. On your lab handout, you'll have the virtual lab, and I might have a couple questions there. So make sure you know that information in those questions. The questions I put in the lab handouts in general, a lot of the times I put them there because they're things I'm going to ask on the lab practicals. So study your 4 lab handouts. I will not put things on there that were in the virtual lab that's not, that I don't address on the handout. So everything that you would need to know for the lab practical should be on your handout. Let's see. So the lab practical, it's got 25 questions. It's worth 50 points. You have 60 minutes to take it. That should be plenty of time. And remember this, that there are questions that I grade. So the grade you see at first is going to be low compared to the grade you actually are going to get after I grade it. I typically grade them after the due date. The exam number 1 is on the lecture study guides from weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. 37 questions, 75 points, and most are multiple choice, but there are a couple, again, that have short answers or fill in the blank kind of thing. This thing right here, it looks like I have to fix that, but that's different for a different semester. I didn't notice that. But you have 60 minutes to take the exam, so you have plenty of time to your 37 questions. So weeks 1, 2, 3, 4 study guides. Go over your vocabulary and your learning outcomes. I write the test from those lecture study guides. If there's information in the textbook that's not in your lecture study guide, I'm not going to ask it. Okay, so you got to take those 2 tests, and then there also is some lecture. The lecture isn't terribly long. It's about what I would do in a day and a half in a normal semester. So here it's on viruses and prions, and I put some videos here. I also did notice that there was some difficulties students had on 2 of the concepts in prions. So I just made another little video here that's some repeat of some of this information. And you can watch it or you don't have to. It depends, you can decide if you need it. The last thing I have is just a regular adaptive learning lecture assignment. So you've got a really busy week. Do not put this off to the last minute. Get that test done right away or get the lab practical done right away. But you've got some pretty serious studying to do this week. So good luck. Let me know if you're having any trouble. And that's it. Take care.